Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at WGNSradio.com.
Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric, and thanks to Sharing Change, MTE members can make a real difference just by rounding up their monthly bills to support our local nonprofits. See how it works and maybe to participate if you wish. SharingChange.org is where you can find that. Well, we're talking about Murfreesboro City Schools this morning, and joining us is Lisa Trail, the communications czar? No, you're not a czar. Communications director. Good morning.
Good morning. You might as well stop, right?
Well, yeah, it was a late night watching the weather, and I bet you had no more than 1,000 call outs to, are we going to have school tomorrow? So
No, it was really pretty easy this morning. Although the snow did come, so it was kind of fun to watch for, 10 minutes.
Yeah. It was when we were doing the weather coverage, it was like, well, I'm sure schools are going to be closed with the storms. And it's like, it's, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. School is in the morning, and we didn't have any real damage. So that was a good thing.
Right. I am so glad it stayed up high. So, yeah.
Yes, indeed. So,
but it was a conversation happening yesterday, of course.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, you all have these conversations. Do you get a weekend? I mean, most of the time, some of the time?
Some of the time, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's that's just the call to duty, I guess, when it comes with the job. Well, it's hard for me to believe, but we are sneaking ever so closely to spring break, and we've got another little mini long weekend for the kiddos coming up too.
Yeah, we do. This week on Friday is our parent-teacher conference, so it will be a day out for students, although a lot of students will be in with their parents, meeting with their teachers. So we're excited to have that long weekend for our kiddos. And from what I can hear or see on the radar, we're going to have a nice weekend. Mm-hmm. So we'll get this cold weather behind us and have a good long weekend. But so Friday, March 20th, parent-teacher conferences. Don't forget that. Most parents already have their conferences set and are ready to go.
And then after that, we've got a nice long week and then another week out for spring break. It's here.
Right. Spring break is March 30th. Begins that it's the week of March 30th. It is not too far. That's for sure. So Good Friday does kind of come into that spring break, but it's amazing that we are already at the end of March. It seems like it's been a very fast year, but a very, very busy year at the same time.
Yeah, most certainly. I'm surprised at the number of school systems that have such early spring breaks. I mean, there have been spring breaks all month so far, but I guess you just do it whenever.
We try to really work around with Rutherford County so that we're on the same spring break. And, I know there's some that's on break this week. Some were break. I mean, MTSU was out last week. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah. So, you just kind of have to work it where it fits in your schedule for sure. But we do it so far in advance. Hopefully it gives parents enough notice that they can, plan around it.
Right. I believe next year's schedule's out, right?
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. If you're wondering when it is next year, go ahead and look at our calendar. It's already out on the calendar for that. We usually approve those calendars in December.
No excuses not to know. It's already out, at least over a year ahead of time. So,
right.
Well, as we look toward the, spring break usually brings on that final push to that final few weeks of the school year and getting towards summer break, and now is
moving us all the way through.
True.
Let's go back to what we need for February. How about that?
Right. But one of the things that it makes me think about is next school year, and I guess some parents need to be thinking about next school year too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, you're kind of giving me an intro to my zone waiver.
Yeah, see?
Thank you. I wasn't following you on that one.
It's okay. It's early.
Yeah. So it is, zone waivers are open right now. Thank you for leading me into that.
Yeah.
And those zone waivers have been open since for about 3 weeks now. and they close March 27th. So if you are looking for your child to go to a different school other than the school you are zoned to, you do need to complete a zone waiver. And we know that sometimes it's just more convenient. Maybe your office is right beside of a school, or grandparents pick you up, so you want to look at that school. There's hundreds of reasons why, but if that is something that is in the best interest of your child, those zone waivers close March 27th. They are listed on our website. It'll tell you what grades are open, what grades are closed. For instance, Black Fox only has waivers open in second grade. That's where the seats are available. But several of the schools have seats available in K through 5. But all of that is listed out for you, and you will need to go ahead. And when you're looking at this is one of my number one questions is, what about the ones who are on zone waivers already? Well, they still have to complete their application again, but those are not counted in when we say a grade level is closed.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like if you have a zone waiver and your child is in second grade this year, going into third, even though third grade is closed for new zone waivers, you would still need to apply because we're counting those zone waivers in the numbers. So that would not be closed to the people who are already on a zone waiver at that school.
I'm sure there's information on that form that says, do you have an existing zone waiver or something
yes,
too? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's exactly the differences, whether you're already at the school and on a zone waiver, or whether you're wanting to go to that school as a new student or a new family. So it's time to do that. We are already in the middle of our pre-K, so we've got our pre-K moving up to kindergarten. We're telling them, don't forget to get into the registration process. We've had our pre-K applications open. So definitely looking at everything you need to do to start the school year for 26-27. Yeah, and that's with our school. I would say Rutherford County is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Different, little bit different timeline, but don't forget about that. Wherever you're going to school next year, it's time to be thinking about it this year.
Absolutely. And so this is, we're talking about, we're not talking about pre-K. We're talking about returning and new students, kindergarten on forward, right?
Kindergarten through sixth grade.
Okay.
Right. And those zone waivers, if you miss that deadline, you won't open again until next year.
Okay.
So it's just time to do it. It is online, but we also have assistance if people need assistance with it. So make sure they're calling in and asking the right questions, or coming during those assistance days.
So, what is it? The 27th. So it's the last day before spring break starts.
Right.
So it closes right before spring break. So we've got this week and next week.
Right.
But
again, you do have to have a little bit of details, and you just go online, click on those zone waivers. It'll walk you right through the process.
Yeah. I mean, I've just in this amount of time, I've clicked to right where I needed to go. If I wanted to go to Scales and I had someone in kindergarten, first, fourth, fifth, or sixth grade, well, those are closed, but any of the other grades, you can do the zone waiver right there from the website. So made it pretty easy.
Pretty easy. Hopefully it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
We're hoping that is.
And so what is the process after this? I mean, there will be, I guess, someone has to evaluate all of those zone waivers and then decide what goes through and that kind of thing.
Yes, exactly. I mean, if we have, let's say, 10 openings for kindergarten and we have 20 applications, that goes through a lottery system. Otherwise, you'll get notified.
Okay.
Does that make so? A lot of times we'll have 6 openings and we'll have 6 applications, and that's just easy. But it's about half and half. Some of them will have 20 seats open and we'll have 40 kids apply. So that is truly a lottery system. Ever
any situation where you might have 5 seats left open at some school, that kind of thing? But
there are always that opportunities as well, and that'll open back up after we go through this process.
Okay. All right. So if you have a handful of schools that still have a few openings in certain grades, then that would open up again at some point.
At some point, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't count on that because you just never
No.
know.
You don't. I don't even like to talk about it because I'm like, don't miss the deadline.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. So.
Well, you've dealt with it. I'm sure that those who have missed the deadline is just unfortunate. But
yeah, it is. It is.
you have to have some
but
deadlines.
At the same time, we have great schools across the district.
Sure.
It just might not be as convenient for you. And then some people go, well, why would I even want to look? And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. It depends on what your family is needing at that point. But we want to make sure families have choices as much as possible. I will say we've got so many, when I talk about across our district, I can't brag enough about everything that's going on right now. Matilda was a great play that just happened last week that Bradley did. Just such a cute little show. We had 27 of our teachers graduate on a Saturday, March 14th, from our Gifted Academy. The Gifted Academy has been going on for 10 years now. So we have about 1 in 3 teachers across our district have that gifted endorsement, which means that they have extra credentials to teach those high achieving and gifted students. So when it's just one of those, when we talk about choice and we talk about that, zone waivers just allow you to have that choice. Mm-hmm. But across the district, there's so many things going on in all of our schools. It's just lots and lots of brags that we could have.
Well, one more quick brag here before our time gets away. Congratulations to Sonia Cox, who's going to be the new principal at Irma Siegel, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're very happy she's kind of going home. That's where Miss Cox started out. So I know it was a really hard decision for her. And now we'll start looking for that perfect person to go back in Case and Lane, which following Miss Cox will be a little difficult.
Yeah.
So we will be interviewing, I think, beginning next week for that position.
So she was at Case and Lane for several years, right?
Yes. So she served as the assistant principal and principal there. But prior to that, so she's been there 6 or 7 years, can't remember which one. And prior to that, she was the instructional coach at Irma Siegel.
Okay. Well, yeah, it is a coming home, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, kind of is. Yeah, so we're very happy for her. We're going to miss Miss Spencer, that's for sure. She has been pretty iconic there at that school. Irma Siegel has been blessed, to be quite honest. They've had only 2 principals in the history of that school.
That's wild.
So Miss Tuxson opened it, and then Miss Spencer took over after that.
And now it'll be Miss Cox, start of the next school year. Fun stuff.
Right. But she's finishing out at Case and Lane. She's keeping her eye on the ball there. She's going to transition over the summer. So.
Well, if it tells you where the county has 2 Siegel schools, middle and high school, but Irma Siegel was there before the middle school and high school was. So that tells you how long it's been there, and just 2 principals in that amount of time. Pretty remarkable, actually.
Yeah, it is really cool. So, and then a couple of other things, if you don't mind. Our MCS choir is going to be performing on the 20th. Well, let me just start with on the 20th. Excellence in Education is happening. That's our City Schools Foundation top fundraiser of the year. It's going to be at Macavilla, and I think we're going to have a sellout crowd that night. We're so excited. Then on the 21st, we have MCS's choir. They will be performing at 2:00. I'm sure it will be a full house as well. And because it is Music in Our Schools Month, our honor band then turns around and does a performance the following week at Hobgood. So our honor band's on the 23rd, and I think it begins at 6:00 as well. So I look around, and if you wanted to be at a school every night, there is something going on. It seems like every single night.
And that's only going to increase as we move from March into April and then into May. So
yeah. I mean, it's just like ESP's having a talent show. Discovery had steam walks and Shark Tanks last week. I'm just trying to think. There's Hobgood had a performance last week. It's just like if you there is something every night for our children to be showing off their skills. It's incredible, really, what all goes on inside of our schools.
Well, great stuff as always. Lisa, thanks for catching up with us here this morning.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll talk soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
That is Lisa Trail, Communications Director with Murfreesboro City Schools, joining here this morning on Rutherford Issues. Hey, if you came in a bit late, some important deadlines and information in our conversation, so you'll want to check back with the podcast. It'll be up shortly. Until next time, friends, take care out there.